Bruse Wane. Damn, man, you had a birthday yesterday.
Hey, what's going on, Helen? How you been? Yeah, I had a birthday. 1 year older, 1 year wiser. You know how that go. Had a good time. Happy to still be here. Yeah.
Amen.
And, and shouts out to everybody that reached out to me, yourself included, and wish me a happy birthday. I definitely appreciate it.
Oh,
Definitely.
it's no problem, no problem. So your album dropped in was it September
September, yes, September 22nd.
22nd?
I've been telling people the album will be dropping for like damn near 5 years. And it's finally dropped every summer. I've been like, this summer, the Darth Wane album, this summer. So I think September 22nd was actually the last day of summer. So I think I caught the summer. But just doing a lot of touring and stuff like that, and a lot of collaboration with different artists. That was really why the album took such a long time to actually come out, you know. And
It, it's a good album. I was listening to it. I love the songs. I know you were doing one interview where they mentioned Breakfast at Tiffany's, but that is excellent. I love that. That's like my
yeah,
new morning song to get up to.
yeah. Well, it's yeah, I believe they asked me like, what was your state of mind and why did you name it that? And as artists, sometimes we just name things, songs, or names, not really for no rhyme or reason. You're just in the studio and like, yo, you got a name for that, and that's the name that happens. I mean, I'm pretty well aware of Breakfast at Tiffany's and the movie and stuff like that. And I actually said it as the last line in the song, just actually showing the contrast as far as someone that may be seeing that movie understands Breakfast at Tiffany's more like a more affluent or more. It's hard to describe, and the song is definitely not that. But it was just to like throw a total contrast, and I think that was done well. So that was pretty much the name why it was named that. And if you're someone or people out there that's followed hip hop for a long time, you know that's something artists will do. Sometimes artists will name songs abstract names or whatever. A lot of times, sometimes it's for a reason. Sometimes it's just that's the name, y'all. Let's move on. you know, you know. But yeah, that's it. That's what went to that particular song.
So, what made you come up with the title Darth Wayne? Are you a
I
fan of Star Wars or?
mean, a fan, yes. I mean, it's hard not to be. Most of us came up like you couldn't escape it. You really couldn't escape it. Whether you were someone that um, was introduced to it in the originals or all the prequels, I mean, like all the stuff that came before it, and after it, you have to know what it is. As far as Star Wars, the whole light versus dark, the dark side of the Force, light side of the Force, Darth Vader, all those things. So the album actually got started I started recording the album in 2019. I just came back from London, and the pandemic had just hit. And like I said, we're talking about what 6 years now. So that was what influenced it. I actually did a song called "The Batman Cometh," and if you look at that song, you can actually see a glimpse of the Darth Wayne character in that. And a lot of people was like, "What's going on with you with that mask? What's going on?" And I just thought it was an ill concept, but I didn't really have nothing to do with it. Like, all right, they like the way that looks. The guy with the mask on. Hip hop has a fascination with heroes, villains, masks, certain things the MCs do that make themselves stand out. And when the pandemic hit, it just drew me back to that. Right, in 2022, I lost some family members, lost my uncle, lost my cousin, lost my grandmother. So COVID took a lot of people from
Yeah,
me. Whether people believe, oh, it was fake, it was a hoax, I'm not here to debate that. I'm just saying that I know that they passed, and the cause of death was determined to be COVID-19. And so that really just had me in a foul mood with the lockdowns and things
yeah,
going on like that, you know, curfews, and it was just a real dark time, I believe, for everyone that lived through that. As far as people that like to communicate with people and travel and just enjoy the world, and it just had me like, man, I was in a foul mood. and and I wanted that to just come through in the music. And that's why I just went back to that Darth Wayne character, because the whole concept of the album was just to be so dark and deep. And anyone that's followed me for a long time knows I consider myself a well-rounded artist, and so do other people. I make music according to my mood. So you might get some street music, you might get some positive music, some conscious, thoughtful, something weird out the box. I'm not a one-trick pony. I don't like to be, put into a category. I do my reggae mix or my hip hop, and but I just wanted to see how would it be to just submerge myself in that one vein. And so that's how the album came about to be, the Darth Wayne album.
So you spend a lot of time in the studio working on this then?
Yeah, even the studio, man, in New York, like most studios were closed technically. So it was like we was in the studio, but we had to underground operations, because you're not supposed to be congregating and mingling. But listen, this got to get done, right? So yeah, so most of the recording, you mashed up. They got the hand sanitizers. Businesses needed to move on as far as studios and things like that. So even that, just that feeling of moving, having to move like that, played into the mood. And even though a majority of it was recorded during COVID, the last two songs were recorded actually this year. So between that and that delay was caused, like I said, like touring, working with other artists. And I was like, man, I got to finish this damn album. I got to finish it because I've been saying it so long. These fans are going to be like, Bruse is full of it. Here comes another year, and we haven't got it yet. So I buckled down. I contacted the engineer, and I told him, listen, I need a session. I got to finish this album. And the last two songs that came out were actually Back to You, Prince Albert Stanley. We started that in 2019, 2020, but I finished it. I did that last verse actually this year. And Take No Mess. Take No Mess was actually done too this year. So yeah, that's what happened. That's how it all came together. Yeah, the
I know.
concept of everything.
Yeah, I know. I asked you this through Facebook, but I know right now you can download the album on MP3 and everything. Will there eventually be a hard copy, like CD, album, vinyl?
I'll see. And it's funny because there's people that I deal with that actually do give that option. But so that's something to see. I may do it because the album was so well received. I mean, most of the stuff I've done is pretty much well received. I'm just talking facts here, people, not just trying to sound some arrogant man. But most of the stuff I do is well received, and this one was tremendously well received, and that's why they say things happen for a reason. But yeah, more than likely I will try to get that done. People that don't know, on Amazon, if you want the CD, you could actually get the CD version. It doesn't have to be a download thing on Amazon.
Okay.
I don't know if Apple Music offers that, but Amazon does. And I know I still owe you a copy. Now that we brought that up, I do know I owe you a copy of the Earl Madrigal to Rap album signed. I ain't forget. Sometimes you gotta remind me. I'm all over the place, Helen. Were you trying to segue into that or give me a little hint? But all right, message received. So I will definitely do my best, make my best effort to get that out to you. So I do have that. But they do have those, but like I said, you wanted one sign, so I'm gonna make sure, because you've been a supporter of mine for a very long time. It's great to be back on the platform with you. So yes, that may be coming in the future as far as vinyl.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And thank you, Bruce, so much for doing all you've done, and especially your music. Oh my God. Yeah, I was listening to this and I'm thinking, yeah, people have got to get this. I mean, if you're a fan of hip hop and all that, yeah, you need this in your collection.
Yeah, I'm so glad the Source reviewed it, um, which is dope. The Elmatic vote with rappers reviewed by Rap Reviews. They get it a decent review. Um, I don't know how to get a hold of it, but they got the antennas out there, and I make a pretty strong buzz when I'm on my social media. but they declared it a masterwork, which is also interchangeable with masterpiece. So, you know, from 1 to 10, I didn't keep it too long. There was one additional song I wanted, but it was an issue getting that beat that I think would have complemented it as well. But who knows? I may still tackle that and just shoot that out there as a straight song once we finish the negotiation, because I know that that would have just fit the piece of the puzzle. And I really thought I couldn't outdo the Earl Madigo to rap. Not that I, you know, because I'm competing with myself. Earl, on that particular album, I was just trying to show like being a rounded artist. I had certain songs, you know, songs for women, songs for the ladies, songs for the clubs, songs for the streets. That was, I wanted to shock or do it all. That was why that song, that album was actually named Earl Madigo to rap. Like, but like I said, this I was actually listening to it driving one night, and I said, "Damn, I think this may be my best work." And I wasn't even shooting for it. Just like conceptually, the way the tracks run into each other, the cohesiveness, and just that going from dark back to light, conceptually everything. And big up the source, they got it. You know what I mean? They reviewed it, and I read the review. And if you have a chance, people could just Google Bruse Wane source review, and the Darth album will pop up, and they did a great job. They actually got it. Sometimes they don't get it. They don't. Hey, what is this about? You know, where's he going? Where's he going with this? You know what I'm saying? So they got it, and it was great to see that they got it. But yeah, it's finally here, and thank you for everyone that was patient enough to wait. I was doing projects with Mantronic. I did like 3 songs with him, Curtis Mantronic, of the group Mantronic. You know, he dubbed me, made me a member of Mantronic and all that stuff for a while. So I had a lot of stuff going on the side, and I did the work with Dawn Penn. A lot going on. The reggae legend, for those that don't know, and I'm still gonna come with that reggae album. 3 songs in, I know I spoke about it when we interviewed last time, so that's something people can look out for. I'm still gonna do that reggae album, Prodigal Son reggae album. That's still something that's gonna be in the works. Yeah.
So are you still touring or are you taking a break now or?
Well, I wanted to do a couple more shows because actually I was celebrating the 10-year anniversary of my song Venom. This is the 10-year anniversary. A song with myself, for those that don't know, Sean Price and Chris Rivers. That was dubbed a classic by Hip Hop DX, Rap Radar. The fans loved it, and that's still a part of my set. It's one of my most well-known songs, and people still react great to that in live shows and reach out to me. Yo, that's dope. You know how that goes. So I may be doing 2 more shows if I feel like it, you know, because right now I'm kind of in promo mode. But it was great. I went back to a few places this year. Toronto. I love going to Toronto. I may still be heading back out to LA. Yeah, so, and maybe some UK dates coming up. But we're in October. So that may have to wait until the spring. But I'm
Okay.
always going to be touring. I'm always going to be touring. Hopefully one day I'll finally get to your neck of the woods, you know.
That would be wonderful.
And it was dope because I actually met some very long time fans this year when I was in Toronto. I mean, like guys that was like following me from like my first album. They came out. I took some pictures. I'm gonna put it up eventually on Facebook, Instagram. You know, it's great when fans. You can appreciate all fans, you know, but people that started early in your journey, that was gravitating to you early in your journey, you know. And you've been hanging in there with me for a while as well. For a while as well. You got to be at least 10 in, Helen. You got to be at least 10 in with me. At least a decade in with me. So, yeah.
Hey, I got your back no matter what. I
Yeah.
love the music.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Always
you're welcome.
appreciate it.
And hip hop, is so amazing. It started out and now it's like it's grown into everything, like every facet through the culture.
Yeah, it
Why do you
has.
think that is?
I mean, I touched on some of that in Zenith 99. There's a song on there called Zenith 99. It's music and it's people speaking some their experiences and life and people tend to gravitate to people that they can relate to, or they feel a certain type of energy. You know, you gravitate towards my music for whatever it's the energy, whatever it is. I know you're very deep in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, that's it. It's a worldwide force right now. It's so many different genres of it that's under the title of hip hop. Some people believe some of them shouldn't be called hip hop. I'm one of those, depending on what you're talking about, which particular genre you're talking about. But people such as yourself, as far as fans, people with platforms, bloggers, websites that know that have been following hip hop for a while, they know how to differentiate, you know, the fly by nights and that this is a trend and what is this nonsense, and they gravitate to what they like. So that's why it's a global force, because it's a bit of everything for everybody. And artists such as myself, I'm not trying to say that I limit myself, but I kind of know who likes my music and who will gravitate more to my music. And that's why I just make the music I make. I don't try to make the music to, I'm gonna try to get into this market. I'm gonna try to tap into the trap fans or the mumble fans or the whatever fans or this, that, this. I'm just making the music that I personally like to make and feel when I make it, and people gravitate to me through that. And it's just organic. You know, it's not a strategy. Like, I gotta make this because I'm trying to do that. No. So, but as far as the worldwide force, it's great. You got great artists in there, you know. You got great artists in there as well, besides Bruse Wane, you know. And I'm still number one, like Karis one.
So before we end the interview, besides the greatness of this album and the tracks and everything, and just the feel of it, you know, just the raw feel that just comes out through this album, why should people get this?
I mean, I believe you pretty much just said it. It's organic, it's raw, and I feel it's pretty much well put together. And it's just not music for the sake of making music. People that know albums, whether it's hip hop or not, whether it could be another genre, people love a good story. You know what I mean? A good thing they can follow along with, feeling like they've been taken on a journey, a good opening, a good medium part of the story, the epic, and a good closing. And I think I brought that to this album. I think the opening segment with the breathing and the Veda voice and that just like welcome, you know, it was just like, I think it was a great put together journey. Then of course you just had me doing 8 blip. I don't want to curl my hair on certain tracks. You know what I mean? Like from out the gate, you know, and then I'm just mellowing it down with Back to You. I love that track. It speaks to me a lot, you know, and just the raw feeling of that particular song. It ain't like, it's real. It's real music, you know, not someone just trying to put on a machismo facade. You know, some people are scared to just expose a softer side to themselves as an artist. And I just think that in that particular song, I wasn't afraid to do that. I'm never going to be afraid to be me. However, some people may find it to be weird or different, or what is this out the box? You know, you just got to be who you are. And as far as Zenith 99, I touched on some topics as far as the variety of different hip hop that's around. Some hip hop that I think is to the detriment of the culture. And I make some music that's pretty hardcore and wild too. So I'm not gonna act like I'm an angel because I'm not. But I try to bring a variety and I try to give everybody all of me, all of Bruse Wane. And I just think, you know, it was well put together. And I respect, really, it's great to have the notoriety of a publication like the Source magazine, big me up and whatever. But it's even greater to have the fans, because the fans are going to speak. You know what I mean? When the fans are hitting me up and let me know, yo, this is great work right here. So yeah, that's why I feel people should go out there and get the album. They want to keep in contact with me. They can follow me at the real Bruse Wane On Instagram, spelled Brusewane, just like the shirt says, Brusewane on Instagram, or on Facebook and www.brucewane.com. That's my hub. You can purchase music there. It comes there first. You can see the tours I'm doing. It comes there first, and that's pretty much it. You know.
Awesome. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you so much for doing this interview. I apologize. Things have been so crazy lately, but thank you.
Yeah, I know it was postponed a few times, but it's all good. we, we gotta put you on blast. Alan. But yeah, it's all good. The point is, it got done. I mean, I was a little tardy myself today, and once we get going, we'll be back, trying to have more time or whatever, But I'd like to big up a few of the producers that was on the chart on the album. If we still have a little bit of time.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, shouts out to Capital. He produced Paradigm Shift, the Fentanyl remix. He produced the original, and we did the same production work on the remix with Tune Keith. And that song, we just had people going bananas as far as like the reception to that song. Cloud Nine Music, um, the Phoenix over there in London. He produced Thunder God. He produced The Hunger. Those tracks that I feel are great tracks too. I personally feel every track on the album could be a standalone song as far as a release. But yeah, and also look out for the music video for "Take No Mess." That should be premiering soon. And yeah, that's it, man. But shouts out to everybody involved. Shouts out to the management. Shouts out to Search. Merca Mill Entertainment. Shouts out to Gold Standard Bookings. And shouts out to St. Helen's Music Box.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bruce. I appreciate it.
Anytime, you already know.